Good morning, everybody. My name is Kai Basu. I'm City of Kovair. Today I have with me Atnu Majumdar. He is Kovair's VP Engineering. Today our webinar topic is Managing Requirements, Tests, and Issues with Kovair ALM Studio. Being the architect of this product, I think there is no better person than Atnu to present and demonstrate the product with respect to managing the ALM lifecycle. But before that, I'll start with a brief presentation to give you an overview of Kovair and ALM Studio. At the end of the presentation and demonstration, we'll open it up for a Q&A session, and you can pose your question using the little chat window you will see at the bottom of the GoToMeeting panels. And please feel free to send us those questions so that at the end of our session, we'll be very happy to answer those questions. So let's start with the question, what is Kovair? Kovair is a box of a number of different applications, both in the areas of application lifecycle management, or ALM, and IT service management, or ITSM. In the ALM side, we have the requirements, test, issues, release, risk, etc. And on the ITSM side, we have the service request, incident, problem, change, CMDB, knowledge base, service catalog, etc. And all of these applications are delivered as a 100% web-based, web-architected application, so perfect for a 24/7 global access. The second component of Kovair is its process engine. Actually, Kovair is one of the very few application lifecycle management tool which has got a built-in workflow engine, and you can create multiple processes for each of these built-in applications using a drag and drop visual designer. As a matter of fact, you don't have to write a single line of code for any of these processes. Let me give an example. For example, requirements management, you can create 3 different processes. One for the approval and review workflow, another for implementation and testing, and the third one may be a change management. Actually, Kovair's workflow engine is one of the most powerful process engine in the market today. The third component of Kovair is its integration technology called Omnibus. Using Omnibus, you can integrate any third-party development tool, as well as you can integrate your own in-house tools. And since it is based on web services, these tools and applications can be running on any kind of platform, whether it is Windows, Linux, on Mac, or Sun, or a mainframe, anywhere in the world, even behind the firewall. And since it uses enterprise service bus architecture, overall development effort, cost, and time, as well as maintenance effort and cost, is substantially lower than any other integration technology, typically which are point-to-point. The last component of Kovair is its platform capability, which basically means you can create your own applications using Kovair as a platform. And these applications are as powerful as any of the built-in applications. As a matter of fact, the built-in applications are also created just by using Kovair platform capability. And what is really great is you can actually create these applications just by drag and drop. You don't have to write a single line of code. You don't have to script or any of these things. Moreover, your applications will be process-enabled using Kovair's OmniProcess, and you can integrate other tools and applications using Kovair's Omnibus technology. Now let's look at the different products of Kovair. Basically, Kovair has 3 products. One is ALM Studio, our focus today, which is basically managing all aspects of application lifecycle management. Then we have ITSM Studio, which is really ITIL version 3 implementation using Kovair. And the third product Kovair has is the Omnibus integration middleware. As a matter of fact, you can use any of these products just standalone or mix and match between any of these products. As a matter of fact, our ALM Studio and Omnibus integration middleware together can give you the largest ecosystem today of all the different third-party vendor tools. Also, you can create adapters for your in-house tool to create end-to-end ALM application using various different tools. So let's quickly go through the ALM application functionality, and you will be able to see some of these things in Atnu's demonstration and later part of today's webinar. You can capture a number of different what we call the entities, like the requirements, test issues, from diverse sources. Of course, you can use the application itself to create one, but you can also get it by importing from Word or Excel or a text file. Also, you can submit it using email, or you can submit it through web pages. Our descriptions of different items, whether it's a requirement, whether it's a test, can be plain text. In some of these cases, that's good enough. But in many of the cases, you need a very rich description. So we have a rich text editor for submitting those rich descriptions. As a matter of fact, you can even have a copy and paste from Word document, preserving all the formatting, embedded images, etc. Coare has a very powerful versioning, cloning, and reusing capability. We have got some unique features like the version diagram. We can do the branching and merging of versions, both graphically as well as textually. And also we can do the version comparison, so you can show that how things have changed over time. When you have thousands of items, and believe me, sometimes you have really thousands of requirements of hundreds of thousands of tests and issues for a very large project, you need some easy way to quickly focus and drill down to only those items, maybe 5 or 10 items, which you are interested in right now. So Coare gives you a number of different tools to do that, including the views and filters. And we also offer you document view, which actually allows you to see the items in a document-like format with all the descriptions in rich text directly seen on the browser. As I mentioned, that Coare's one of the biggest advantage is the built-in process, so you can actually create multiple different processes for each of these different applications, requirements, tests, issues, etc. As we all know, traceability is one of the most critical components of any ALM system, and Coare is very rich in traceability. We have a number of different ways of creating traceability as well as managing and viewing them. And these traceability are between the, for example, between the same entities, items like requirements. And what is more important, that you have the traceability across the entities as well. So you can have the traceability between the requirements and tests, between the test and issues, etc. And we have a number of visual ways of looking at it, like the traceability network diagram, the traceability metrics view, as well as very powerful textual way of looking at it, like the hierarchical traceability views. And you can do the both proactive and reactive impact analysis using traceability. Coare also has this baselining capability, and in a single baseline, you can actually include multiple items or multiple entities, like the requirements and tests and issues for each of these baseline. And baseline typically correspond to a release. And then you can compare between the baselines. Collaborative requirement ranking is actually another very interesting feature of Coare. And as a product manager, often we face the problem that when we have a number of requirements coming from different sources, to determine that which requirements are more important. So Coare actually gives you a collaborative way of determining that, so that you have a much better, reliable result coming out of a number of people's different ratings. Coare can create a number of different kinds of reports, including Microsoft Word documents, and these are very well formatted using your user-defined formatting, and this can be MRD, marketing requirement document, or test compliance documents, etc. Coare also has a very colorful dashboard built in, so you can create a number of different graphical and textual metrics reporting, whether it is about the requirements, whether it is about the test coverage, the code coverage, the test run results, all sorts of different kinds of graphs you can put, and What is really interesting is that these graphs are all in real time, which basically means that every group of users, depending on their roles, they can actually look at those graphs and see what is really